Okay, well, that's what he does. He just takes over. Philip, of course, is a very renowned horticulturist. He does a lot of fabulous garden design, and he works with Cottage Farms here at QVC during our garden season, so it's great to have you here.
Thank you, pleasure.
You brought us a lot of new stuff today. This is really exciting.
I'm excited about the show because it's so much easy care color.
I know. Oh, wait, we're going to start with daisies, but we have a fabulous lavender coming up. We have a beautiful hibiscus tree that's on 3 easy payments. We have beautiful petunias, you know, the sort of desert colors that you all love from last year. Those are on easy pay too.
Yes.
So lots of neat stuff in the show that'll all work really well together. So we're going to start with a brand new set of daisies. It's called the 4-Color Crazy Daisy Collection. Not only are they different colors, but they're different heights. They are a beautiful gathering of daisies that'll give you a lot of texture and color and interest in your garden. They are all deer-proof, and I think you're going to love these colors. And you know daisies, Philip, I just love them. They're about as easy as daylilies.
They really are.
You don't have to do much to them at all.
And this is by far the best daisy collection you'll ever have because all season long you'll have daisy flowers, and guess what? The deer don't like any of these choices.
Leave them all alone. So under $34. So let's get started with what we're going to have.
Yes, and I love it. But look at the color balance that we've got here. I mean, I carefully picked these out. Of course, you know I have to have the white flowers, because that illuminates everything else. And that's that beautiful white mountain Shasta, one of our perpetuals that blooms all season long. Right here is a gaillardia, which is also known as a blanket flower because it forms a blanket of color. Just a fabulous, fabulous look. They're cone flowers, they're heleniums also here. This is salsa. You need a little hot salsa in the summertime, don't you think? It's not just for football season.
And then your echinacea down here. I just love that these are all in the daisy family, but they're all different shapes and different types of heights and petals and faces, and they all look totally different. It's not just like one type of daisy in 4 different colors.
Precisely, and you know how a meadow, the flowers are not all the same heights. So these are, they vary in range from about 6 inches, a little bit shorter, a little bit taller, all over the place. And there's that beautiful Shasta that I am so fond of, and so are you. This one just, it runs out the door every time we have it.
I have these all over my yard. You know that. You've been over there.
But don't you find it brightens everything?
I just love them.
And those are 12 to 24 inches tall, great cut flowers. And there's that blanket flower I was talking about. That is a gaillardia called Gallo Peach.
Beautiful.
Don't you want to just take a sip of that?
Well, it's such like a beautiful sunset color. I just love it. Ooh, look at this one.
And that is that helenium called salsa that I was mentioning also. Straight and strong stems. By the way, all of these are suitable for cut flowers. You don't need to buy the cut flowers. In fact, you can't find anything that looks as pretty as this. And this is one of the cone flowers. And listen to the name. Pow Wow Wild Berry. I'm telling you, you better behave yourself. It's an award winner, and it's rosy purple petals and a marmalade colored cone.
And the other thing we were talking about before the show is that these are blooms that are going to last all season long.
All season long,
so you don't
and they're perennial. So they come back every single
year. And you get
more and more. Add them to your daylilies, mix them in with your other perennials, and these will by far be the most popular flowers there. And look at that. I love that. And that is that salsa helenium that is on right there. And I love the red colors because the bees, the hummingbirds, the butterflies love it. The cone flowers attract the goldfinches in the fall. So that's the one in the collection that I do not deadhead. Because the cone sets up for the goldfinches.
Excellent. I love it. A lot of you are on the lines. A lot of you are picking up more than one set. I don't blame you because this is a garden into itself. It's absolutely beautiful. You've got this pop of all these different colors and all these different types of daisies that don't all look alike. They look completely different from each other, yet they are a wonderful companion for each other in your garden. So, by the way, if you don't have a large area to plant in, these do really well in pots.
They're fabulous in pots the way we're showing them here today. But keep in mind, these will be blooming all season long. And just to give you an idea about the sequence of blossoming, the first one to start blooming will be the Shasta. That's the first one that happens. And then closely followed by this blanket flower, this Gallo Peach right here. Then that blooms. And then the cone flowers, the echinaceas, follow after that. And then a little bit later, the last one to start is salsa. But this is at the end of the season. It starts blooming mid-season, but at the end of the season, oh my gosh, it makes everything look fabulous.
The white ones come out first, and they continue blooming while the yellow ones come out. These are both still blooming while the pink ones come out, and all three of these are still blooming when the red ones come out.
Yes.
So it's not like one's done and then you get the next one.
Thanks for pointing that out.
You get all, it's like sequential, and then they're all like this by the end of the summer. They look amazing.
And all the different graduated heights, things to cut and bring inside, and keep in mind, they're guaranteed for a full year.
Yep.
These are perfectly perennial in all parts of the country. And there's that perfect Shasta daisy right there, the white mountain. And most Shastas only bloom in early summer. That is all season long. Even in the fall, it's still blooming. And there's that blanket flower, the Gaillardia Gallo Peach. I love that. Make your arrangements, cut these, put them in a bud vase, mix them in with everything else that you've got. In fact, I'm going to make a flower arrangement later on in the show, so you'll see. And there's that Helenium salsa. I planted that on a project. The client had a fit. Because I planted a mass of just that color, and they had a burgundy leaf Japanese maple near it.
Oh, wow.
Ooh, child, it was beautiful.
Wow. I just love that you put all these variants together. I mean, they're all so pretty alone, but together they look amazing. They look like you've instantly created like a wildflower butterfly garden, which, by the way, you did if you plant all of these.
Yes, indeed.
If you're wondering, what do I put in that butterfly garden around my butterfly bush or etc., this is it. You'll get lots of those little critters, and you won't get the big critters like the deer, because they don't like these. They have a weird texture and a smell that deer don't like, but that you do like.
Yes.
So the deer will stay away. So a lot of you are picking up more than one. Remember, free shipping always with our plants at QVC. And pick up some Cottage Farms Bud and Bloom Booster, because it's a great fertilizer for these, isn't it?
Customer top rated, 100 gallons worth.
All right, so this will ship to you when it's time to plant it. Don't worry, we'll talk about that later in the show. But I wanted to remind everybody about this beautiful